You gotta know your worth. You gotta know yourself, and you have to know what is gonna put you in the best position to succeed, not only as a creative, but as a person. The most dangerous person is a person without a purpose. And when I mean dangerous to yourself, because that's the first step to self-destruction. And I don't mean to be super dark, but something that I've been realizing and that I've been trying to work on is knowing what I'm worth and how to obtain the things that I feel like I deserve in this life as a creative. I will tell you that within that 9 to 5 structure, those people are telling you what you're worth. Those people are looking at what you're good at from the scope of their dreams. And you will never be successful working towards and putting most of your time towards other people's dreams. Y'all ever see that movie, Pursuit of Happiness? I'm sure everybody's seen Pursuit of Happiness. It's that one scene that is always going to hit, that one scene with Will Smith. And he's like, he looks to his son because his son wanted to play basketball. And he was like, yeah, son, like, you're not really going, you're not going to make it. You're not going to go pro or anything like that. And his son got really sad. And he looked at his son. He was like, you know what, son? He was crying all that. He was like, you know what, son? Don't ever let anybody tell you what you can't do. You know what I'm saying? And it sounds cliche, you feel me? But yo, Will Smith, he was dropping gems, bro, because that's some real shit right there. You can't ever let nobody tell you what you can't do. You can't limit yourself. And even for me, I'm trying to not limit myself by taking leaps of faith and actually being a little bit more sporadic than what I'm actually used to being. Because you get so comfortable and used to your life. And so I feel like when things are the same for a really long time, it almost seems impossible to see anything different than your current circumstances. And that's a psychological thing. But once you're able to master your own psyche, not even master it, but fight it. When people get used to a routine, they stop fighting. And I'm not even going to sit here and act like I've mastered my own psyche, because I haven't. I've been trying to figure things out for quite some time. But what counts is the fight and the journey to being able to figure out what you're actually worth. You are not worth what other people tell you that you are worth. You are not worth what your boss tells you that you are worth. You are not worth what your family tells you that you are worth. You're only worth what you think you're worth within yourself. That's something that I've been really trying to master and figure out. What is my worth? Do I treat myself well enough? Do I think big enough for myself? Do I limit myself in ways that I shouldn't? I find myself starting to come up with excuses to why I can't do certain things because of my circumstances. And limiting yourself because of your circumstances inherently diminishes your perception of yourself and what you think that you are worth. You have to step above and rise above your circumstances. And with that as well, like, that brings it back to just the city of Philadelphia. A lot of people in the city have very unfortunate circumstances when it comes to finances, when it comes to family situations, when it comes to work. Things are very unfortunate at a drastic rate here in Philadelphia. And my message to Philadelphians and Philadelphia creatives is that no matter what, you have to rise above your circumstances to be able to achieve what you desire. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to rise above any circumstances that I may have to be able to, any circumstances that I have that could potentially hold me back from what I desire to obtain. And that comes down to knowing what you are worth, being confident in what you do, being confident in your dreams, being confident in the things that you like are thinking about on a daily. Don't be shy about it. Write it down. Put it in marker. Put it in permanent marker. Don't let anybody tell you that what you have or what you think and what you're doing is not worth your time. Because at the end of the day, those same people that are telling you that this thing is a stupid idea are people who don't know their own worth anyway, you know? And so you'll look back in 10 years after time has gone past, and you'll realize that those same people that were telling you this are in the same position that they were in. I have, people that I used to be friends with in high school, or people that I used to be friends with growing up, that would tell me certain things that I would say was stupid. When I went to do photography in high school, and when I first started out, I had classmates in high school that literally laughed at me, that told me that my idea was stupid, that told me that what you're trying to do isn't worth your time. Some people call me a weirdo for not wanting to play basketball anymore. And I look back and, no diss to nobody, but I don't know where those people at, and the experience that I got from doing photography was a priceless experience to my life, because for one, I learned how to do business to a certain aspect. I got really savvy when it came to tech, using cameras, tripods, and all that stuff is helping me do what I'm doing now. It took courage to me to step up and not be fazed by that and know my worth within that. And that is the perfect example that I can think of my life of how people can really hold you back from you actually obtaining your dreams. And so you have to dream big, you have to know your worth, and you have to be delusional about it. You gotta be delusional. You gotta have that Kanye West confidence, You gotta have the confidence in yourself that you are gonna be able to do what you set out to do. You just gotta put the work behind it and, and sit back and watch the fruits of your labor. But I say all that to say is that, circumstances are very, it's like a roller coaster. It's up and down. You could be doing great one week and then you can be doing terribly the next week. But are you still going to do, the work that it takes for you to achieve your dreams? Because at the end of the day, your dreams don't care about what you got going on right now. You know what I'm saying? And, the result is going to be the result. People can say they care about this, or people can say they care about you. And there's people that actually do care. But at the end of the day, you are responsible for rising above your circumstances, because you're the only one that can change them. And that just goes into just, knowing your worth. Know what you're worth. Be confident about it and actually put steps towards being able to achieve the dreams that you have. I think for me, the one thing that I can think back to that really made me realize, I think for me, there's one thing that I think back to that helped me realize, what my worth is, and to at least start thinking about it. And that's when, working a 9 to 5, someone tells you what you can and can't get paid. It comes down to the money. As soon as somebody tell you, oh yeah, you can't make more money, that should be the first step right there. Whoa. You know what I'm saying? You have to realize that structure that is designed to keep you limited. And so when I realized that I'm in a situation and I can't exceed to my fullest potential, you gotta take matters into your own hands. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you can run around and do this, and you can run around and do this, and you can go work here, you can go work there, which is great. I'm not knocking it because I'm doing it right now. You feel me? But you have to be able to strive to figure out, okay, what am I actually worth? And then be confident in it. Mask in it. Tell yourself that, yo, this is it right here. Like, this is what I want to do. This is what I know that I'm worth. And this is what I know that I can achieve within my life. That level of confidence is priceless, because I feel like the majority of people out here are limiting themselves to something that is holding them back. A moment where it clicked for me is when they told me I couldn't make as much money as I wanted to make. And that's a constant battle. Like, we live in America and we live in a capitalistic society. And so, are you going to play the game or are you going to capitalize? And so I encourage everyone to continue to play the game, but at least think about capitalizing. At least think about taking matters into your own hands, and at least think about being able to rise above your circumstance, understanding your worth, and knowing what it takes to be able to step to the next level. And that's my message. That is what I feel like needs to be heard. And that's today's episode. This is Beyond the Art podcast. And that's my message to you. Know your worth. Don't let anybody ever tell you what you are worth. Be Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? Be Kanye. They trying to cancel Kanye. But don't let anybody tell you what you're not worth. Like, be confident, be delusional, be ambitious, have a positive mindset, keep going. Don't let the circumstances stop you from doing what you're trying to do. Don't let the violence in the city of Philadelphia discourage you. Don't let your family situations discourage you. Don't let anything discourage you from realizing and being on that journey to understanding yourself. There's this really good quote, and I can't remember who said it, but the quote goes, and I'm saying it loosely, but the quote goes that, one who masters all of the arts then has a true sense of understanding of oneself. So don't stop learning, learn what it is to go out and do creative direction, learn what it's like to be a producer, sit down and sketch and draw every now and then, keep learning, expand your mind, keep figuring it out. Just keep figuring it out, keep fighting. And that's going to lead you to understanding what is within yourself. And from there, take the steps to be able to achieve those desires. And that's my message for today. That's my message. Know your worth, understand yourself, and don't let anybody ever tell you what you can't do.